Good morning, everyone. As you all know that from in this entire week and the forthcoming week, we are going to complete your leftover experiments or practicals of your various subjects, your various practical subjects. So in human value activities also, we are going to end up or sum up the leftover syllabus. But today, what I'm going to take is the human value activities. It's an overview. It's an overview of the entire activity. What you have, what has been taught to you from the starting till end. It means from PS1 to PS 13, 14. What you're going to have. I'm going to sum it up everything in this particular PPT. So now, moving forward, what is human value activities? It's an overvalue and human values and professional ethics. So now, what is a human value? As I told you earlier, also that human value is basically what is valuable to a human being. Human, insan, and value is important. So what is important for a human being is known as the human value. In human value are the virtues that human values are the virtues that actually that guide us to take an account at the human element which we interact with other human beings. So basically these are those virtues. Human values are basically those virtues that guide us to interact with other human being. Human values like respect, acceptance, consideration, appreciation, listening, openness, affection, empathy, and love toward the human being. These are different emotions. These are different emotions that makes a person a societal human being, and these things should be there in a human being. So now the next is value education. Now what is value education? As you know, what education education actually imbibes the different traits in a human being. Education जो है वो different traits imbibe करती है human being में, and that makes a human being a complete societal person. It aims at developing a deeper concern among the human being for a well-being, for society well-being, selfless. It means that a person who becomes a societal person and who serves the nation or serves the society selflessly, basically. This is what the education used to inculcate in a human being. Now what is the need for a value education? Now if I talk about the need for value education helps in promoting social and natural integration. It basically helps in generating or nurturing the social activities within oneself and the natural integration also. The second one is a value education awakens the curiosity, development of proper interest, attitude, values, and capacity to think and judge about oneself. Value education, what education actually gives to a human being is the it's a development of proper interest, basically, on different attitude, on different work, on a different work field. Attitude, it develops the attitude and the values and capacity to think and the judge about oneself. Value education actually gives you or it enhance your mental level of mental power till that extent that one can able to judge, one can able to justify his own self. Actually, it is a value education actually helps you for self exploration. As you already the things has already been taught to you, it helps you in the self exploration, basically. So value education is basically concerning for other individuals and for the well-being of the society and being selfless, basically. So this is value education is all about. Now the moving towards the other thing is a common factor that is associated with value education, that what value education is all about. Now we are having the different traits in value education. Actually, education what inculcate or imbibe in us is the honesty, compassion, love, integrity, courage, discipline, cleanliness, and the humility. These are actually the traits that inculcates or that teaches us by value education. This is what value education is all about. The honesty is there, the compassion compassion means that what you want to do, you do it compassionately. It's compassion. Then love, the integrity, then courage, then discipline, then cleanliness and humility. These are the traits that a value education actually inculcate in us. Now, what are the dimensions of value education? Now if I talk about the dimensions of value education, you are having the different dimensions of value education. You are having the dimensions of behavior, then realization, the thought, and the work. Basically, if I talk about the value education actually enhances your behavior. It helps you to behave more humanistically in the society. It helps you in work also. Value education actually help you to judge or to bifurcate about the useful work and the useless work basically. So it helps you to work for the society, it helps you to work for your own needs, it helps you to work for the needs of your family and other human beings. The thing is the next thing is your thought. Well education actually develops your thought, it develops your mental ability, it develops your mental skills basically. So value education helps in developing a thought skill in a par level. In a par level, it helps us to develop our thoughts basically. Then there is a realization means that where you used to realize the thing, or you are in a state where you can judge that what is right and what is wrong for you. So value education actually helps you in realization, it helps you in developing that emotion in you, that trait in you basically, the traits in you, that you can able to realize that what is wrong and what is right with you, what is wrong for you and what is right for you, and you can able to bifurcate between good and bad very easily. You can able to bifurcate between good and bad very easily. So realization is something, it's an emotion that is being developed by the help of the education, that you can able to realize that what you need to do and what not. So these are the basically those traits or the dimension that the value education gives to a human being. That is the behavior, the verb, the thought and the realization. These are those traits. Now moving forward, then we talk about the self-exploration. As exploration word actually came out from the explore itself stands for that where you are going to explore it, where you are going to investigate the things. So self-exploration is also kind of an investigation of oneself. Within oneself is self-exploration. Now if I talk about what is self-exploration, it is a process of finding what is valuable to me. When a person can able to understand, when a person can able to judge that what is valuable to him, what is valuable to a human being, so that is what self-exploration stands for. Now what is right for me, now after visualizing this thing, finding it out that what is valuable for me, what is right for me and true for me, or true for me, by investigating within itself. When you are going to investigate within your own self that what is right for you, what is true for you, or what is valuable for you, when you are going to investigate all these three content, all these three questions within yourself, then that is what we call about the self-exploration. Because on that time you can gain the value of ecstasy on that phase, and you can able to judge or bifurcate between what is right or what is wrong, what is true and what is untrue for you. Now normally we used to explore outside. Basically it has been looked out that we used to explore outside. We used to look after the materialistic things, the outside world more. Like for example, we keep looking around, we observe trees, animals and the human beings. We look around, we observe trees, animals, other human beings. We never used to, you have seen many times, several times, n number of time it happens that we used to point out the other people for their own fault, for their own default or something like that, or whatever that the crisis that we are finding that he or she is having. But we never used to judge our own self. We never used to judge this thing that what we are doing with you, it's right, what we are doing with them is right or wrong. So this is something that we always look the things around us, but we never used to think from our own point of view. We never used to judge our own inner self, that whether our inner self is having the purity or whether our inner self is having the ecstasy or not. Now understanding what is valuable to us, we need to understand our relationship with the nature and other human beings also. Now if I talk about what is valuable to us, it is very important for us to understand the need, our relationship, understand need and relationship with the nature and with the other human beings. If I talk about what is valuable to you, definitely you're going to judge, or you are going to take out the true value between the relationship between a human being to a human being, or a person to person, or a person to the nature. Because a person always extract the things from the nature, he never returns the things to the nature. The nature always used to nurture the person. Similarly, we used to value things by the time we start judging a person to person relationship. Now let's take in, if I talk about, now we can take an example that when I am angry, I know I'm getting angry. In other words, I can see the anger in myself. I'm no longer using my eyes to see the anger, but I'm observing the anger inside my own self. This is a very best example. When somebody got angry, he can able to visualize it, he can able to realize it, basically that he is getting angry, but his own eyes can't able to see it. it is just the feeling, it is just the realization that somebody or someone realizes within their own self. So this is what is all about. The self exploration is all about when you are going to explore yourself, when you are going to see within yourself, when you are going to when you are going to become more judgmental for your own self. That is what self exploration is all about. It means exploring your inner content, exploring your inner self, exploring your everything, explore your everything that you actually possess in your personality, in your heart, in your mind, and everything else. Now we can able to better understand the self-exploration process, self-exploration through this particular chart. Now what is the actually by the time we are not doing any self-verification, everything is proposal for us, everything is proposal for us. So here also they have shown that this is a proposal, this is proposal. Absolutely everything out there that is an experimental validation, that is all experimental. Basically everything is proposal. By the time the things are not practically done, by the time the things are not practically done, these are all proposal. You have to investigate within your own side or own self to make the thing happen, or to become more judgmental regarding those things. Now for the proposal, whatever I said is a proposal. Basically, as I told you before also, it is, and do not accept it just because it was written in a same book, a reading or a reading from some instrument, or stated by some person. This is absolutely true that when by the time we are not self-exploring the thing, by the time we are not self-exploring the thing, we should not adapt the thing just because we are listening from somewhere our elders had told us, we have read it in some other books, or some other people stated it in front of us. Just after hearing it once and twice and we have imbibed it, it's not a good thing. It's better for you that by the time you're not judging it out with the practical knowledge, everything will or should remain as in proposal for you only, and keep it as a proposal only. Don't make it that the things are, by the time the things are not being practical, it should be a proposal, it should be a conceptual only, and nothing to be in a realistic world. Now if I talk about the experimental validation, as I talk these are basically two different parts. The experiment validation also, as I'll going to tell you in the next level also what experiment validation is. Experiential validation is basically when a people get to know the things with his experience. As we all know that experience actually grooms you, experience actually polishes you, experience actually makes you a better person with a span of time. So experiential validation is also something that gives you a stern accomplishment in your field by with the help of your experience. By the help of your experience, it grooms you within a time frame. Now after the process self-exploration, there is the mechanism of self-exploration. As I told you, there are two different things, that is natural acceptance, and next is experimental validation. Now what is natural acceptance? As I told you, the things are very natural, the things which are naturally accepted to us, the things which are naturally accepted to us is natural acceptance. Basically the things which are naturally accepted to us is natural acceptance. For example, if someone scolds you in the you are getting into a market, somebody scolds you in front of so many people, you are not going to like it, because that is something that is not naturally accepted to you. But just vice versa, if your father scolds you, if anybody else of your family, if anyone else of your family scolds you, you are going to accept it, because you know it that you are having a blood relation with them, and secondly, whatever that they are saying, whatever they are telling you is for your betterment only. So this is something that actually naturally accepted to you. So natural acceptance is something where the things are naturally accepted to you and you accept it naturally. It is a process of understanding, accepting the individual, society and nature. It is unconditional. Basically natural acceptance is unconditional. Natural acceptance does not impact it with the time frame. It does not impact it from other person's view. Natural acceptance doesn't change with the time even also. So natural acceptance is something that is acceptable to all, and within every time phrase, every time span, it never change with the society, with the person differs and everything else. It is the unconditional and total acceptance of self, people, environment. Natural acceptance bring feeling of harmony, tranquility, and fulfillment. Basically, natural acceptance helps you in developing. Natural acceptance helps you in developing the feeling of harmony, the tranquility, and the fulfillment. These are the three things that actually natural acceptance or the natural accepted people used to imbibe you in your, or a person can able to inculcate in his own personality. Now, what is the experimental validation? Now, experimental validation is what? It process in which our direct experience or focused reflection help us to increasing our knowledge, developing skill, and clarify the value. As I told you before also, that experimental validation, it stands for your experience. When a person can able to groom himself, a person can able to polish himself within the experience that he gains in his life. So basically in this also it is the same thing. That is a process in which our direct experience and our focused reflections us, and it increases our knowledge, it helps in developing our skills and clarify the values in a better way. So experiential validation is this only, that when you're going to groom yourself within the time frame, and the skills that you develop within the time frame is experiential validation. Now here it has been written that experiential validation ascertains that when we live our life on the basis of self-exploration, our lives become more fulfilling to us well as our surrounding. Experiential validation also says the same one thing, that self-exploration, that a person who used to do the thing after exploring his own self, a person who become judgmental after exploring his oneself, is what experiential validation is all about. So these are the two things. Mechanical self-exploration actually consists of two things. One is natural acceptance, other one is experimental validation. These are two things that a self-exploration actually possesses. Now, moving further, now what is the basic human aspirations? If I talk about there are two things in the basic human aspirations. One is a happiness, another one is a prosperity. One is happiness, another one is a prosperity. As you know, what is the happiness? Happiness is basically a state. Happiness is basically a state where a person can able to live his life in a happiness. With prosperity, basically whatever that he wants in his life, he not only achieves it, rather he used to relish it in his entire life. So this is what happiness is all about, where you keep yourself going, where you keep yourself in harmony, and you enjoy your life at the fullest. So now what is happiness is all about? It is defined the state of being in harmony. It is a state of mind and a feeling that is characteristic by satisfaction. Actually a person can only become happy when he was self-sufficed, when he satisfies himself with what he got. Actually, if he got whatever he got, and if he's satisfied with that particular thing, then he can say that he is living a life full of prosperity and happiness. Now, the satisfaction, pleasure, and joy and love. Happiness is considered a positive emotion, positive activity. Happiness is basically where you used to do the thing or take the thing in a positive way, and in a positive activity was there. Now, harmony situation includes the feeling like trust, respect, confidence, and etc. That carries an element of harmony in them. Happiness is a state of mind in which we feel good and the positive and every domain of life. Basically, harmony or the happiness is something. Harmony and happiness are one and the same thing. Harmony means there is a tranquility and a peace in your life, and if you're having a peace and tranquility in your life, then definitely your happiness is all about this, or happiness is all about. So happiness is basically a positive feeling, and it creates a positive domain of your life, in your life. Basically it's happiness. Now the another one is a prosperity. Prosperity, as you know very well from the word prosperity, stands for prosper means a person who is having the wealth, who is having the name, fame in the society. The people knows him. He's having he is quite recognizable with the other people, or the neighbors, or the neighbors all around. Now what is prosperity is all about? It is often misunderstood, measured just at terms in a wealth, although the prosperity is defined the state of success and a good fortune. But apart from the wealth, it is also include the word prosperity in the sum of the aspects, that is health, wealth, and wisdom. Prosperity here for the human value, prosperity doesn't stand for a single word, that is a prosper. It means the wealth that you possess, but rather instead of the wealth that you possess, a person who is having the health, who is having the wealth and the wisdom, it means a brain. He's having some kind of he is having some kind of brain that he can become judgmental at certain point of time, then we can say that he's that fellow is prosper. So basically prosperity in human value doesn't stand for only for the wealth, rather it stands for your health, wealth and wisdom. For all three comprises in prosperity basically. So these are the three things that prosperity stands for. So the basic human aspirations actually we can be able to bifurcate it into two parts, that is the happiness and the prosperity that I told you right now. Now moving to the next is best requirement for fulfilling the basic human aspirations. Now what the things that we require in life to fulfill the basic human aspirations? There are the three things that are majorly required. The one is a right understanding, the other one is a relationship, and third one is the physical facilities. These are three things that a person wants to be more aspire or to fulfill their basic human aspirations. Now the right understanding stand for the right understanding of our aspiration help us to in maintaining proper relationship with other human beings. For the right understanding, right understanding actually develops the thinking, the right thinking in us, and when we develop the right thinking in us, we can able to visualize, or we can able to judge our relationship with the other person. We will make our relationship with the other person in a better way, or we can make our relationship with the other person more better. Now the next one is a relationship. Now relationship is something that is an interpersonal activity where a person connects with other person. So relationship is something, relationship is all about that a person actually maintains a relationship at home first, then it goes to the society, and then it goes to the world. Basically these are the three different phases where a person wants to maintain his relationship or want to intact his relationship in a better way. So this refers of an interpersonal relationship that builds our life at home, at workplace, and in society. These are the three places where a person actually maintains a relationship. Now the third one is physical facilities. As we all know, the physical facility is a crucial for every human being. A person today, a person is actually earning, a person is actually doing the things just to become materialistic. So physical facilities are the supreme, or it has having a vital role in everyone's life, Now the physical facility includes the material things. As I told you, it's a materialistic pursuit. It means that whatever that you want in your life, whatever the things which are essential to lead your life in a smooth way, so those are the physical, those are known as physical facilities. Rather it is your money, or rather anything else that we require to satisfy necessities as well as the comforts of life. Basically physical facilities actually helps you to satisfy your basic needs, to satisfy your basic requirements, and gives your life a smoothness basically, and it gives you a comfort, it gives you all kind of materialistic comforts to your life. It adds actually materialistic comforts to your life. So physical facilities also plays a vital role, or the important role in the entire process of fulfilling your basic human aspirations. So these, again I'm repeating that these are basic human aspiration can be fulfilled by three different things, or these three different things are actually essential for fulfilling the basic human aspiration. One is the right understanding, other one is relationship, and third is the physical facility. Right understanding means to understand in a right way, to take the thing in a right way. Relationship, that a person needs to maintain his or her relationship to make this world a better place. And the third one, physical facility. Physical facility is very important. Without physical facility, one can't able to sustain or survive in this entire world. So physical facility actually plays a vital or important role in somebody's life. Now moving further, now if I talk about that is a coexistence of Satan I and the material body. Now these are the two things actually. As we all know that human being is can bifurcate into two different parts. That is a body, and that is a self, inner self, that is I. Human being actually consists of these two different things, that a body and I. I is something what? I is something that actually leads the entire process of your body, or the work that is done by your body. I is something you can say that helps your body to do to get the work done. So I is actually the regulatory. It's actually regulates your entire body, and the body parts are only the tool through which I actually performs the entire function. If you want to think, if you want to see, if you want to touch, then also your brain should work that actively. Everything through your senses goes to the brain, and the brain actually gives the instructions to do the things. So eye and a body, human being consists of body and eye, and these body and eye actually works all together or simultaneously. Without eye, body can't work, and without body, eye can't work, because eye is nothing. Eye is just an assumption. You can take it as a brain, and it actually helps you to perform everything in your life. Now the next is the need of the self and the need of the body. We can able to bifurcate the need of the body and the need of the self in two different parts, parts. Now we have bifurcated it into various levels actually, according to needs and according to types of activity. If I talk about the needs, I actually want trust and respect. And the body, whereas body need food and clothing. Food, clothing, shelter. These three are actually requirement of the body. Rather, I only wants emotions like trust, respect, gratitude, love. These are the emotions that has been required by the I. So I actually want trust and respect, and body needs food and clothing and everything else. In times, if I talk about for the time being, the needs of I are continuous. Actually, need of I are continuous. Everybody wants to become happy, stay happy forever in his life. Everybody wants to be in harmony or be in tranquility in his life. Nobody wants that today I'm happy and tomorrow I'll just fight with somebody and he thrashed my face against the wall and I got injured, and after that my life became hell. Nobody wants it. Everybody wants that the emotions like love, trust, gratitude, happiness, it should always remain in his or her life till the end of their own life. So it is continuous. And if I talk about the body needs are actually temporary. Temporary means that because the body needs are only the food, clothing and shelter. If you're having a shelter, then maybe that somehow somewhat your own needs are being satisfied. That right now I'm having a house. If you ate for the one food, if you intake one entire meal, you don't want to eat anything more. Why? Because you know it that whatever the stomach has been, whatever being required by the stomach is being fulfilled by that. So the needs of body are actually temporary. If I talk about the quantity part of the eye, the quantity that is being asked with the eye is something I can say it's apart, it's non-quantity, because respect everybody wants, love everybody wants, happiness everybody wants. So there is no quantity. We can't able to measure it out. We don't have any kind of meter, or we can't able to measure it out in the right way. Now if I talk about the body's quantity is actually limited. Body requires limited quantity. It means that if I talk about food, if I talk about the clothing, if I talk about your shelter, these all things are absolutely limited. Now if I talk about the activities, the activities that is done by I is a desire, thinking. This activity are done by I, whereas for the body there's a breathing and heartbeat. Breathing and heartbeat is what the body is all about. So activities of I are basically desire, thinking, assumption. Desire, thinking is done by I, and where the body, the heartbeat, the breathing and everything is done by the body. If I talk about its types, the I is non-material basically, because there is no material pursuits. It don't want I never want your money, never want your house, clothing, shelter, fooding and anything else. So it is basically non-material, whereas the body's requirement is basically material. That is a psychochemical. This is basically a material thing, materialistic thing, and that is required by the body. Now moving further, now there's a harmony in self. Now what is harmony in self? Basically, as we all know that harmony is basically where our body and I always remains peacefully within. So harmony, what is it? It is like harmony. Harmony is a coexistence of self and the body. The body is an instrument and self is a seer, enjoyer and doer. Basically self is what? Self is basically seer, enjoyer, doer. The three things, these three functions are actually done by the self. In performing all these three functions, your body never actually intervenes. So these three functions are actually done by the I only. So if I talk about the harmony in self, it means that in harmony in self or harmony in I, you need that there should be quite compatibility should be there in between the I and the body. Okay, now Next is understanding values in human relationship. So these are basically the three values that one need to understand. That is justice, the trust, and the respect. These are three values that everybody wants in their life. That is justice, that no discrimination should be there. The thing should be justifiable. The next one is trust. That somebody should have the trust, and the third one is the respect. These three things are actually desired by human being to lead a smooth or a complete life. Now, moving to the next, what is justice? That we all know that is a nyaya. So justice is being recognized as a value in relationship, the fulfillment and the right evaluation, the fulfillment resulting in a mutual happiness. So justice is basically what? Justice is basically where you recognize the relationship with other person, where you recognize a relationship with other person, and never try and never try to divert out from with that. So justice is basically recognition of value with other person and fulfillment of those value with the help of right understanding. So elements of justice are recognition of value. अपने value को पहचाने. What are your values? Recognition value. The second is values of fulfillment of values. How you are going to fulfill those values. The third is mutual evaluation. That a person should think by his own side or by his own self. So this is mutual evaluation. And third is mutual fulfillment. Mutual fulfillment means that a person who helps other or make a comfort zone or compatible with the person is their mutual fulfillment. So these are the four things that has been required by the justice. Now, if I talk about the trust, now what is that trust? Trust is a vishwas, as we all know. It is a fundamental value of all the relationship. Trust is being assured that each human being inherently wants oneself and the other to be happy and prosperous. That not even he, but other people also become prosperous. Having a father, having a faith in others, believing in trust in them. Trust is built thoroughly, integrity, consistency in that relationship. So trust is basically the entire integrity or the belief in other people is known as trust. There are two aspects of trust. There are two aspects of trust. Number one is intention and other one is competence. One is intention, other one is competence. Intention means आप क्या करना चाहते हैं. Competence मतलब your skills, basically your महारत. Now, what is intention and what is competence? If I talk about the intention and competence or difference between these two, what should be the difference between intention and competence? Now you can have a look at this one. To be assured that other wants to make me happy and prosperous. This is intention. जहाँ पे दूसरे लोग चाहते हैं कि हम मैं भी prosperous और मैं भी बहुत ज़्यादा क्या बोलूँ happy हूँ. And the trust is basically competence. Our competence means that where other person can able to make you happy, where other person can make you happy is his competence. The next is the making the program interaction. We would evaluate our own competence as well as the competence of the other. And whereas in trust, that is other has to be complete to make the happy and prosperous. If the other one, if evaluation competence is right, the program is likely to succeed. If you have rightly evaluated everything, the program will rightly succeed. And if you are not going to judge the thing in the right way, the program in the right way, then definitely the answer that you give would not satisfy your audience. So this is something that is being needed. Now the next one is, if the program is unsuccessful, one would re-evaluate the competence of both and try to improve it. And whereas on the other hand, assumption and expectation, he may be disappointed that a person don't have a competence, then definitely he or she may be very much disappointed. Now next is respect. What is samman now? Respect means the right evaluation. To the right evaluation, as I mean, however, they tend to make mistakes in our evaluation. We either evaluate, under evaluate, otherwise evaluate, wrongly evaluate, and make the thing comfortable, feel disrespect. So basically, what is respect is about? Respect is all about with other people not only recognize other people not only recognize your labor, rather they also appreciate it from the bottom of their heart. So respect is something that is called samman, where the people gives you that much respect. The people give, or the people actually owes the thing that you have done for them. So this is all respect is all about. Now respect, you can able to find the respect in the society with the within the three different level. The one is the body, other physical facility, third is the beliefs. Body, it's been gender, age, race, and physical strength. Physical facility includes wealth and post, and beliefs means ism or sect. Ism and sect. So these are the things that is being needed in respect. Now, what is harmony in nature? We can say, if we talk about harmony in nature, we always talk about the four things. The four things, that is the material order, the four order I must say: material order, plant order, animal order, and human order. The material orders are known as Padartha Avastha, plant order is known as Prana Avastha, animal order Jivavastha, or human order is knowledge or Jnana Avastha. Basically, plant or material order is an order which actually supplies the actual food chain to everybody from the bottom till end, from the bottom till up. Materialistic order is the most essential order in comparative to the other three orders. These are the three orders which are very important, but they are not that important than that of your that is material order. Okay, now next. The next is your material order. As I told you, it's a material order, then a plant order, animal order, and human order. These are the four orders which are very much important for a human being. Now next is harmony in family. As you all know, the harmony in family is very important. You need to maintain the harmony in the family. So each one of us is naturally the part of the family and includes our grandparents, father, mother, sister, and other relatives. We share feeling, interest, understanding with these people. These are certain set of proposal to verify harmony in the family. Relationship is and it exists between self and other self. It means harmony means that where you understands with the other person very well, and you can able to share your views, your ideas, your thought with the other person very frankly or without any hesitation. So this is the harmony in the family, that where people used to stay in a family with all around and with collectively with all together. Now, these feelings in I are as a referent. Recognizing, fulfilling these feelings leads to mutual happiness and relationship. If a person recognizes his relationship with the family and then society and and then the world, then definitely he or she can able to lead a mutually happy life. They can able to lead a mutually happy life. That is important. Now this is harmony in family. The next is harmony in existence. As you know, harmony in existence. Existence actually is a combination of two things. That is a space and a unit. A space, we know it, that is a duri, and unit means shankhala in Hindi. So now what is a unit? Something that is limited in size. Unit is something, shankhala which is limited in size hoti hai. It is limited in size. It is the tiny blade. It is a tiny blade of a grass or the biggest planet. Whether it is a tiny blade of a grass or the biggest planet, everything is a unit basically. The things which are countable, the things you can able to count within yourself, it is unit. And the things which are uncountable, which you can able to see it with your naked eyes, it is what we can say is a space. Now, so for the human beings, animal, plants, atom, molecules are countable. This is another reality called space. We generally don't pay attention to the reality because it is not a unit. We cannot touch it or smell it. As you know, the space we can't touch it, we can't smell it. So this is something that has been that is look different. Now moving further is the existence of unit of space. Now what is the existence of unit of space? Unit is Ikai and space is Shunya. Unit is limited and its existence is unlimited. If a unit is active, existence is not active, then unit is having some energy, but space don't have any energy. The next is each unit can recognize and fulfill Indian for chairperson. Each unit recognize fulfill the relationship with the other unit, and in a space they never used to take out the relationship with other unit because in units the things are actually dependent on each other. Now units are self-organized. As we all know, units are absolutely self-organized, and whereas this space is not organized. Organization is available in a space, but a space itself, it's not an organized unit. It is not an organized unit. Now this is the difference between unit and shunya. Now next, a unit exists in space. Now you can see that in unit there are material order are there, like a material order and pranic order, plant order, the plants, animal order, human order, molecule atom. These are all material because we can able to count it out. If I talk about the space, then space is a conscious animal order in I, human order in I. Yeah, there is space में space जो है, it never deals with the animal order, never deals with human order or I consciousness, because space is something that can't be fulfilled. But whereas the unit is something which actually helps in gathering all these prefaces within the existence only. So these two are the very important, that are materialistic and I is unconsciousness. So I hope that you have understood the entire this thing, your PPT of today's PPT. You have understood it. I'm going to give you a quiz also in your Google Classroom. You just do it. You need to just tick the correct answers and rest you leave. And we are going to check, return you back. And if you had any query, then you can ask me after this video gets over. If you have any query, you can ask me. Thank you. Thank you for this session.